Hi friends, this is Navya. Welcome to our channel Electrical Tech Vision. So today's our topic is construction of DC machines. The DC machine means it works either as a DC generator or DC motor. Here the construction of DC motor and DC generator is similar, but their working principles are different. And that working principle of DC motor and DC generator will be discussed in upcoming classes. So first of all, now we go through the construction of a DC machine. Here you can observe that this is a cross-sectional view of a DC machine, and the DC machine mainly consisting of the two parts. One is the stator and second one is the rotor. And stator means you can observe that stator is an stationary part. It will not rotatable. And coming to this rotor is a rotating part. And now you can observe here in the cross-sectional view of a DC machine. Here you can see that stator is this outermost part, and it consisting of a pole. So this combination of circuit is called as a stator. And whatever the cylindrical manner of structure is there inside the stator, that will called as a rotor. You can observe here, and whatever the parts having by the stator and rotor will be discussed one by one. So now we go through it. So coming to first of all stator. So the stator consisting of mainly the part of yoke. So the yoke is mainly made up of the cast iron or cast steel. So the cast iron is used for small machines and cast steel is used for a large type of machines. And the main function of yoke is used to it act as a protective cover to the whole entire machine, and which will be protect the whatever the parts which will be placed inside the machine from gases, dust particles. And the another function of yoke is to provide a low reluctance path for the flux. For example, here in this field winding, the flux pi is produced. This flux pi is divided into half pi by 2 and another half is pi by 2. So this divided flux from this field winding will be passes from here north pole to through the yoke, and next adjacent pole as south pole and touches the armature, and then again comes to its initial pole. So and another half of the flux also similarly flows from this north pole to the yoke and comes to the adjacent south pole and reaches to armature and comes to its initial pole. So like this, the whatever the initial flux pi is produced by the winding, that will be divided into two parts and passes through the yoke. So for that reason, the yoke must and should provide a low reluctance path for the flux to flow through it. And the next part is that pole. So this pole is mainly divided into two types. One is the pole core and another one is the pole shoe. So here you can observe that this part is pole core. So the main function of pole core is to carry the field winding. And next here you can observe that this pole will be divided. It means its length will be extended. So this extended part of pole is called as a pole shoe. The main function of pole shoe is to provide a maximum flux distribution to the armature core, and by extending the length of this pole, it will maintain a uniform air gap with the armature. So by maintaining the uniform air gap with this armature, it causes to reduce the leakage of flux with which will be linking with the armature. So by that way we can increase the efficiency of this DC machine. And in generally this pole will be made up of the laminated cast steel. So here laminations will be done to reduce the eddy current losses. So for your better convenience, I am drawing here 3D figure. So you can observe here that this is the pole. So like this, the laminations will be done for the machine. So these are the laminations like this will be done to reduce the eddy current losses. So this lamination thickness is in the range of 0.4 mm. So this is the main important for competitive exams. So this is the pole construction. And next coming to the field winding. So field winding means a certain length of copper wire is flow through the supply, then it causes to production of flux. And in generally we are mainly preferring the copper as a field winding. Why? Because it have a playability property. It means to form a coil, we want to wound the copper wire as a coil in around the pole core. So for that purpose, must and should copper have a playability property. So that's why we are using the copper as a coil here to wound around a pole core. And next coming to the armature part. So this armature is in a cylindrical manner with having these slots. This armature is mainly made up of the laminated silicon steel. So here the lamination will be done to reduce the eddy current losses whatever will be producing in this armature core. And here for this, to make the armature, we are preferring the silicon. So silicon is mainly used to reduce the hysteresis losses whatever will be produced in this armature core. And then one more material will be added to this is steel. So here why we are preferring a steel as a armature core means it having the better properties like high conductivity. And next one is the high mechanical strength. And it's having another properties, high magnetic property. So because of these three properties, we are using steel as a armature core. So totally these combinations make as a laminated silicon steel is used as a armature core. And this armature core consisting of a slots. In that slots we are wounding a armature winding. Here the armature winding material are also be used as a copper wire, and that copper wire is wounded in these slots to make a production of flux. Here the armature winding will be make in two types. So one is the lap winding and another one is the wave winding. So this lap and wave winding, how the connection will be made in the armature core will be discussed in upcoming classes in detail. And next coming to the commutator. So commutator is made up of the hard drawn copper and it consisting of number of segments. So these are the segments you can observe here. So these segments will be insulated from each other by a mica insulation with the thickness of 0.8 mm. These will be insulated from each other. And here the commutator will be directly connected to the armature winding terminals to collect the whatever the voltage will be produced. And here the produced voltage can be collected by this commutator and it will be sent out through the brushes. So here the commutator can be collect the current, but it is in alternating in manner. In general, the machine should produce the alternating current, but here we want a DC current. So for that purpose, these commutator can act as a rectifier. And here to collect this current, it's difficult. Why? Because this commutator is connected to this shaft. So here shaft will be rotated. With that this armature rotate and this commutator also rotates. So it is difficult to collect the current from this rotating commutator. So for that purpose, we want a stationary part to collect the produced current. So for that purpose, we are using a brushes here. So these brushes can be placed on the commutator and these will be made up of carbon for small machines and electrographite for large machines. These brushes should collect the current from the armature via commutator, and it will be directly these brushes connection directly connected to the terminal box for the outside load for the outside loads. And here you can observe that this is a terminal box, whatever the field winding terminals and armature winding output terminals will be connected here to get an output to the output side loads. And next thing is this is then a shaft. You can observe here that this is the shaft. So the shaft can hold the entire machine through it, and the main function of this shaft is to transfer the mechanical power from one machine to another machine. And next thing here you can observe that this is the base. So the base main function is to provide the mechanical support to the whole entire machine. And you can observe this this is an eye bolt. So this is eye bolt. The main function of this eye bolt is to carry this machine from one place to another place. For that purpose we are using this eye bolt. So this is the overall construction of a DC machine. So for your better understanding, I am showing a small DC motor. So this DC motor will be used in toys. So you can observe that this is an stator part. So this is the outer frame called yoke. Inside it having the poles. So these are the poles you can observe here. So these poles are permanent magnets. These magnets, for these magnets we are providing any field winding. It acts as a electromagnets. And the next thing you can observe here, this is the armature core. This armature core will be connected to the shaft. So this is the shaft. For this shaft, this armature core is attached. And you can observe that here these are the slots. In these slots we are providing the armature winding. You can observe here that these are the armature windings. This is the copper wire which is wounded around the slots. From this armature winding we taken the armature terminals. So these are the armature terminals. These armature terminals will be directly connected to the commutator. Here you can observe that this is the commutator, and this commutator having the commutator segments. So these are the segments. You can observe it having the 3 segments. This is the one segment, this is the second segment, this is the third segment, and these segments will be insulated by a insulation, that is mica insulation. So this is a small machine, that's why we are unable to find that insulation here. And here you can observe that on the shaft we have the bearings. The main function of the bearings is to avoid the frictional losses. In general, for this bearing purpose we are using roller bearings or ball bearings are used. And next you can observe here that brushes. So these are the brushes which will collect the current from the armature through commutator. So you can observe here that like this the connection will be made. So like this whatever the produced voltage here from the armature, that will be collected by this collected by this commutator. And then this is a rotatable part, like this it will be rotated. Under rotating condition also the brushes should collect the voltage from outside of the terminals. So these are the outside terminals you can observe, and a capacitor is connected here to improve the power factor. So this is the construction of the DC machine. For more updates, like, share and subscribe my channel.